Good day, everybody. Matthew from Captive Audience Comics. It's been a while since we had a video to upload for you guys. We've been working very hard on customer submissions for Fan Expo in Toronto. We always get a huge rush of submissions, usually 1 to 2 months before Fan Expo. Everyone trying to get their books in line for, sketches or signatures or whatever they might want. So we have a new box back from a CGC. Just came in, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. We have a new, you can't really see it in here, but we have a new setup in our office with our comic storage. We got a lot of custom comic bins made with fully extendable roller trays. So you can roll an entire long box out and it just sort of floats in the air. So when you're filing stuff, you're adding more stuff in, you're taking stuff out for orders, it's so much easier, especially on my back, as many of you guys know that have been around for a while. Moving a long box all the time is can get wearing on the old back. So let's take a look here. Open this box up and see how things look. Now the box itself has some what I would call minor damage from shipping. There's always usually some sort of impact damage on these boxes. Normally that doesn't affect books inside. However, sometimes obviously you can get a corner crunch, which might cause a slab or two to have a crack in them. But obviously we take care of that on the ME. One of the things that I just want to point out that some people have asked us before is when you send a submission to CGC, and obviously it's for a client, can you not just have the CGC shipment shipped back to the client directly? The answer is yes, you can. The shipping charges could theoretically be higher if you're not combining return shipment. Now you're sending 2 books back. That shipping could be more, but you certainly can do it. Problem is that if there's a problem with the slab or the shipment, an ME submission now has to be sent filed with CGC within 2 weeks of receipt, and it has to be filed by the person who submitted the order, not the return shipping address. So, and that's the case where you as the client would have to examine the slabs yourself and then determine if there was any issues, and then you'd have to get those slabs back to us so that we could submit the paper and get them in. So that's why we always have customer slabs come back to us, and then we obviously ship them out to the client or arrange pickup or whatever that might be. So let's get into it here. Ultimate Fallout number 4, Polybag edition. Let me get you on the overhead cam, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, that one light is always a bit of a pain. Maybe I'll just slide it off to the side a bit like that. That's not so bad. In a nice 9.8, and the slab is looking nice. No scuff marks. No cracks. So that's great. That's the poly bag. It's funny because it'll say says poly bag removed on the note. Of course the poly bag's removed. How are you gonna grade it with the poly bag on it? Anyways. Wolverine number 36. This is the Helverine cover in a 9.8. We will just slide that down. That one. Lighting, guys. Lighting on these slabs and live filming is always tricky in a very small recording space, so we can't have those giant off-camera indirect lighting that the bigger YouTubers have. So we do the best we can with what we have here. G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 1 newsstand edition in a 9.8. That is not a scuff. That's just a piece of cardboard or fluff or something on there. In a 9.8. Again, slab looks nice. I've been seeing a lot more of these lately. Real G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 1, especially the newsstands. That's nice. It's a nice book. Now here's a book that I'm sure the customer is going to be very, very happy with. So this is Sender number 22 in a 9.9. Okay, now this book, as I understand it, there was 300 covers printed of cover C and cover D. This is the J. Scott Campbell cover. And to get this cover, you had to mail in like 5 receipts of other books you'd bought from the series or something to that effect, and then you would get randomly either this variant or another variant, of which there was 300 copies printed of each. And in my opinion, the other variant was ugly as sin. So you had to once you got the receipt sent in, you had, in my opinion, a 50% chance of getting a nice cover. And luckily, this customer did. This book also, it's going to be super hard to see, but it's a fully metallic cover, but it almost has like this like pebbly finish to the metallic. It's pretty cool. It was hard to work on because you had to be really careful, obviously, with that metallic and that finish. And luckily they were shipped from the printer in a very robust shipping case, custom shipping case. So that really helped protect things, which was nice. Okay, what do we got next? Next, we have, now, you're going to see a selection of books here. I'm not going to take them all out of the bag because there's like 10 copies of this book. So, customer comes to me and says, hey, Matt, I bought 10 copies of Eternals #1. And they're all high-grade copies, but I really need to get 2 9.8s out of this to, make the whole the purchase and the cleaning and pressing and the grading to make it worthwhile. And I looked at these and I was like, yeesh. I said, I don't think any of these are 9.8. I said, we'll do what we can. And I won't give the spoilers away, but we were able to help him out. Now, some interesting things to note is you can see the difference in here. This is like tanning from the inks on the inside. This is the printing inside, but it does leach through. And I thought that might have a more serious effect on the grading, and it hasn't because this one's a 9.2. Now, this one has some staple issues. Got puffing and separation around the staple, but whatever. So there's a 9.2, 9.4. Just take a quick look at the cases. Make sure we don't see any obvious signs of damage. 9.4, and 9.0. So you can see they were all high grade. Now, most people, high grade category actually goes from like sort of like BF and up. Some guys will say high grade is only like 9 and up. If you look at this, at the way the grading scale is broken down, it really is 8 and up. Usually, if you're going to indicate that all books are 9 or higher, that's what you would say. All books 9 or higher. There's a 9.2. But technically, if people said high grade, really, meaning 8's and up, generally speaking. 8.5. 8.5. That might have been the lowest one of the bunch. I don't remember exactly why that one was at 8.5, but we were lucky enough, as you will see shortly, to help the customer out and see what we can do. Oh, there was one in here. CGC damaged this one, so this one's a 7. This is a. I checked the notes on this. Detached that top staple. I can tell you it wasn't detached that top staple when I sent it. So I think it might have gotten some rough treatment down at CGC. Now that's almost impossible to check unless you take a video every page of your book before sending it. Then you could probably have something to say about that. So another 9.4. Then we were lucky enough for our customer to get, there's 9.8 #1. And it doesn't have as much of the tanning, but you can see the bleed through of the ad beforehand is coming through there, so that did not affect that. The second 9/8. So there we go. We made the customer back what he needed to come out ahead on this deal, and then a little added value, a third 9.8. Now, I told the customer that there were 2 books that I thought were contenders for 9.8, but no guarantees. So we were really just, hoping to get the 2. Luckily, he got 3, so that's really going to help him out because, I know it's Eternals, but it is it's an inexpensive raw book, but if you're buying it in high grade already, it's not going to be it's not like a $5 book, right? Okay, and then I think one of these books was a reholder. If I remember correctly, ASM 361 was a reholder for a customer. Oof. That's harsh. Yeah. ASM 361 was a 20. Doesn't tell me on the paper. Oh, reholder, yeah. So this was a reholder for a customer. The whole corner was crunched. Now, what I don't know is if this crunching happened during the reholder damage. You can just kind of see, you can see here in here the yeah, there how they've this bent. I wonder if that got damaged during the when the side was crushed. I don't know. Anyways, it was a reholder. Case looks good. So hopefully that's not additional damage introduced by CGC. I didn't get a regrading fee. They didn't charge me for a regrade. So Amazing Spider-Man 361 and a 9.8. Nice. That was one of the ones that we saved from a collection that we bought. As we sort collections, obviously we look for books that are contenders for grading, and that was one of them. So it was nice to get a 9.8. Now this one here, Mark Spector, Moon Knight 57, Spider-Man appearance, pinups by Bill Sienkiewicz. This actually I was surprised. This is decently valuable. Slab, we thought it was going to be a 9.4. It was worth slabbing at a 9.4. So a 9.6 certainly just, makes that all the better. Hawkeye #1 from the 2012 series. This series of Hawkeye actually is almost all the books in this series are worth selling individually, which is kind of nice. So it's nice to get a 9.8 in the #1. And I thought we had another. No, I guess we didn't have another Hawkeye. Oh, this is just kind of a cool modern cover. This is the What If Magic #1. This is What If Magic became the Sorcerer Supreme. Pretty cool cover. And that's kind of a cool storyline for What If. I've always liked Magic. I thought she's an underrated character in the MCU, or I guess in the comics, not necessarily the cinematic universe. And then in Ultimates #2, in a 9.8 with the Galactus in the Da Vinci Man pose, the Vitruvian Man cover homage, which is pretty cool. And with potentially Galactus coming to the MCU, I think Galactus covers are going to be seeing an increase in popularity, just kind of like Doctor Doom just did with Robert Downey Jr. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We have another box that I'm surprised isn't already back from CGC. So we'll do a video of that when it comes out. And then, of course, we have another box going out this week as well. We'll be at Fan Expo not selling. We'll be at Fan Expo, basically looking for exclusives and variants and things like that, and checking out the show. Spending a couple days there. So hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Have a great day, and we will see you guys on the next one. Ciao.